Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I was thinking today, I've been messing around some with Python coding lately, and I was thinking, I wonder if I could build like my own hash cracker, like maybe to crack like MD5 hashes or SHA-256 hashes, and just kind of mess around with some Python. We'll kind of step through this and I'll show you guys how to build that. Then I'll show you maybe even an advanced one where you could do like MD5 hashes or SHA-3, was it 348 or something like that. There's probably, I don't know, 10 different ones you can use, but we're going to be using a built-in library that's built into Python. So inside your terminal, if you guys want to follow along, you'll open this up. I think this is big enough for everybody to see. I just made a directory called Python scripts, and I'll do ls. You'll see I don't have anything in here currently, and we're just going to use this to build. So you can feel free if you like to use Nano, you can use Nano, you can use Vim, whichever one you like. I prefer using mousepad. It's more of a easier user interface, I think, for anybody that's building scripts. I mean, you could also do this in VS Code if you prefer to build it there and just kind of transfer it over. So we're going to start by giving this file a name, and I'm just going to call this MD5, we'll say hash breaker or something. Mousepad, MD5 underscore hash. Let's do underscore breaker. We're going to do .py because this is going to be a Python file. You'll see that it opens up this file here for us. And mousepad, like I said, this is more user-friendly, I believe, and I think a lot of people would have an easier time kind of following along doing this versus doing like Nano or Vim, especially Vim, because it's not as user-friendly as most text editors that you'll work with. I know some people use Sublime, which is also a good one to build your Python scripts in. So the first thing we're going to do is identify the environment that we're working in. So we're going to do the shebang. So it's going to be your hash, exclamation point. We're going to do /user, /bin, /env for environment, space. We're going to do Python 3. Okay. I'll go ahead and save this doing Control S. You'll see that it changes the color of that. And we're going to start with a library from Python. It's called hashlib. And hashlib contains the hash algorithms for encryption, such as, like I was saying, MD5 and SHA-256 and so forth, and so on with those. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to import what's called pyfiglet. And this is just for looks, for when your script loads, like whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to do the ASCII banner. It's going to be the variable I'm going to use. We'll set this equal to this pyfiglet, and we'll do .figlet underscore format. And here we're going to put in whatever name you guys want to call your script that you're writing yourself. Maybe you just call this hash cracker or whatever you may have called it. So you just put that title in here. So we called this MD5 hash breaker. Okay, that's all we need there. Then we're going to jump down. We're going to do print. And we're going to tell it to print this ASCII banner here. So to print it to the screen. C underscore banner. We'll go ahead and save this. And we'll drop back out and I'll show you what we have so far and how this looks. So we'll drop out. We'll do Python 3. Well, let me show you we have the file there. If you ls, you'll see that our file that we created is now here. So we can do Python 3, MD5, and just hit tab, it'll autocomplete. Click enter, and you'll see so far this is what we have. This is what the ASCII banner does. Just print out what you type in, what you want to call your thing. So I think it looks kind of neat. This is not required, but I just think it makes it feel more like a actual script like you see that run off like GitHub or something like that. So we'll clear this out. Also, guys, whatever scripts we build, I'll upload to my GitHub, and I'll put links below so you can go there and get this if you don't quite get it or don't want to type this out. You can still have access to it and use it however you want to. Okay, so let's jump back in and mousepad that again. Bring that down here. So I can make it a little bigger for you guys. Okay, so we'll skip down. We're going to do hash underscore input. This is going to be the input that we get from the user such as yourself. So we're going to do a string. It's going to be a sentence. I'm going to do input. This is so that I can take input from the user. Enter MD5 hash to be correct. Okay, and I always do a space. Then I add mother apostrophe here, parentheses to enter to end this intersection here, like what we're printing to the screen. Then another parentheses to finish entering the input command here, so that that lines up. After this, you're going to need a word list location. So do word list location. This is just where your word list is going to be used that you're going to use against the hash to try to crack it. So do equal, we'll do a string. Same thing as before. You can copy and paste. It's just not something you normally want to do, because if you make an error in one spot, you're going to have it throughout your code. So kind of a no-no. But so enter let's see, the word list location. Then do the same thing, colon, little space, apostrophe, double parentheses to enter that one. So now that we have that, let's do print. And so this next statement is going to be what's actually attempting. So I'm going to put in here like print attempting to crack the hash. The reason I'm doing this is because if you don't have something there kind of indicating that it's doing something, it'll just sit there and you'll think that it's not working. So if you have a long list, like we're going to use this, like RockU, it's like 14 million passwords. If you're going through that list and you don't see it doing anything, it's going to take a little time to get through it. It's like, oh, maybe something's wrong. Well, this way, it just kind of lets you know that, hey, we're attempting to go through the list, and, you know, you'll go from there. So we're going to do print. Do attempting to crack hash. Do a couple dots in here. Apostrophes or double quotes. We'll skip down. Now, so you have to be able to open this word list for it to read and pull in, and then add the hash to see if it matches the password hash that you make versus the hash that you input to be cracked. So say your hash input, MD5 hash results to the word welcome 1. Well, in order for that to match, the word list you enter in here, this hash lib is going to go through and it's going to encrypt each word to the MD5 hash, and it's going to see which hash will match the hash that you have. So if I have welcome 1 and it's an MD5 hash, and then I have welcome 2 MD5 hash, it's going to know that it doesn't match. So the hashes don't equal, so therefore it's not the correct password. So when it gets to the correct password, the MD5 hashes are going to match. It's going to be like, okay, this is it. We're going to have it print to the screen in plain text so that you know the password that was cracked. So to do this, we're going to do with open, which will open the file. We'll do word list location, which this word list location here is this variable here that we're writing. So it's going to pull this word list location down into here. Do comma, we'll do apostrophe R, and this stands for read. And in order for this to work with most word list, you will have to do some encoding, because if you don't do this encoding step, this will not work if you use like the rocku.txt list, because of some of the layout that's in RockU. It doesn't equate to what's readable per se for this to work. And then coding for this, it's going to be Latin 1. So we're doing an apostrophe, Latin, and -1, another apostrophe, parentheses to close that out. This apostrophe closes this, or this parentheses, sorry, closes this parentheses out, so that completes that. I'm going to do this as file. Then we're going to do a colon. We'll do enter, and we're going to tab in. With Python, tabs and spaces make a huge difference. So if you do spaces, say you count 5 spaces in, that's fine, but you're going to have to remember that for the next one, you're going to have to do 5 spaces and 5 spaces versus just hitting the tab key. So it's easier just to do the tab. That way you know you're consistent all the way through there. So let's do for line, which is the variable we're going to pull in. We're going to call it line. In file dot read lines, So it's telling it to read line by line. Do parentheses, this just means it's empty, so it's going to pull in, it's going to fill that itself. I'm going to do a colon. And we'll tab in again so that this next line will run inside of this for loop that we're doing. We'll do hash underscore OB. We'll do equals. So this is where we pull in this hash lib library that we imported at the beginning of this script. So we'll do hash lib, which is hash library. And we'll do dot. So this is where we're going to put in the type of hash that we're inputting into the script. In this case, we're going to do MD5. Toward the end of this video, I'm going to show you another way of doing this so that you can pull any of the encryption types from taking the user's input. Like the user will have an option to pick which hash type they want to use, and they can pick from that list of what the hash actually is. But we'll get to that here in a few minutes, and I'll show you that. That's a little more advanced than what we're doing right now. So like I said, the type we're going to do is MD5, so we'll do MD5. And we'll do line dot strip, and this is going to strip off any white space on the word list that we submit. So if you do Rock Union, it's running through Word and say there's extra space at the end. If you don't put this in, the hash would be wrong because it would try to hash that space, so you never would get the matching password. So we'll just do parentheses for this, just saying that it's empty to fill in. Dot encode. This is what's going to encode it with the MD5 hash that we're looking for from the word list. Like I was saying a minute ago, if you have the word like welcome one, it's going to encode it to MD5. And that way we can see if this MD5 hash it creates matches the hash that you input here. If so, you get the correct password. And I think, let's see, need one more parentheses. So you see we have this parentheses, how it has a line under it. It shows me that it is matching. And mousepad, so I know that I have the correct parentheses amount that I need. These parentheses go for line strip. These parentheses go for encode. So we'll jump down from there. Then we'll do hashed underscore pass will equal hash underscore ob dot hex digest, which is another tool for hash to digest it, the hexo symbols that we put in. And then we're going to drop down. So here's where we want to add our if statement. This is going to say if this matches this, print this. If it doesn't match this, print this. So we're going to do if hashed underscore pass is equal to hash underscore input. So what's this saying is if this hash pass, which is this variable here that we made, just need to add a space there, for this hex digest, which is pulling from here, that's encoded. So if hash pass matches the hash input that is here, so it's like if they're even, if they're the exact same MD5 hash, we want it to do something. So what we're going to do is we're going to do print. We're going to do parentheses, and we're just going to print a sentence. We're going to say password found. And I like to do kind of like some arrows to just show, like pointing out to it. We'll do a space, parentheses, close that off. Then we're going to do plus line dot strip. Then case that's going to strip any extra white space off from the line. So this will print the password out if it finds it. And then if that, we're going to do break because we want this for loop to stop running once we found the password. We don't want to continue through the list if we've already got it. It's kind of a waste of time, waste of resources. So we'll have it break the loop. We're going to drop down all the way. We're going to tab back in one time. So let's say if it doesn't equal that. So what do we want it to do then? So we're going to say if hashed pass the underscore. By the way, the reason I did this underscore is Python don't like spaces like this. See how it changes? So we want to do underscore pass. And we're going to do exclamation point and an equal sign. Since it changes, this is not equal. So if the hash pass does not equal the hash underscore input. So what it's saying is this hash pass here doesn't match this hash pass variable that comes from this digest. If this doesn't match this, so saying the MD5 hash that we've created does not match the input MD5 hash, we want it to tell us you know, this is not the password. You know, password couldn't be found in the list. So we'll drop down, we'll tab in, we'll do print. Once again, we'll do our double parentheses. We want to say password not found. And you can do password not found in this list or in this word list or whatever you want to say. Just double quotations on the end. Once it's done, we'll go ahead and exit with 0. Okay. This should be everything we need to go ahead and run this. So we'll do Control S, we'll save that. Go ahead and close this out. Now you can add execution to this if you want to do like a change mod and add execution to the file, or you can simply do Python 3. If I could type anyways, Python 3, and we're going to do MD5, which is our hash breaker. We'll hit enter, and let's see, we got an error string input. Oh, let's see what I did. So I used a double here and a single here. You can use whichever, it just has to match. So let me jump back into that and pull this back over so we can see. And I'll just do a single, that'll be fine. Control S. Close that back out. Let's try that one more time. Okay, Latin one. I missed another one, looks like. It's definitely a Monday, guys. Pull this back over. And what line did that say that was? 14. Let's go to line 14. Add my colon there. Oh yeah, I done semicolon. Duh. Okay. Control S. Alright guys, let's see if third time's the charm here. Do Control L to clear so you guys can see it better. Hey, we finally got it. Alright, so we need an MD5 hash to be cracked. I have one pulled up on Google, like a MD5 hash generator. And let's just do let me in. You'll hit generate. This website is md5hashgenerator.com. It's just somewhere to come do a quick hash. It'll also do a SHA-1 hash for you. But this is the hash that we want. So we'll do copy. And then we'll jump back to our terminal that we had here. We'll just paste that in. You can do Control-Shift-V in Linux. That'll paste that in. Click enter. Enter the word list location. I'm going to use rocku.txt. Anybody that's doing any kind of CTFs or anything like that, I'm sure you've heard of rocku.txt. It's like I said, it's like 14 million passwords that were resulted from breaches, and it's a great list, honestly. I mean, you can pop a lot of passwords with it, but you can also create your own word list or use one from SecList. Like wherever your word list location is that you want to use, put that here. So I'm going to user share, and it's located in word list, and it's going to do rocku.txt. We'll go ahead and start that off. And you see that it was attempting to crack hash, found the password of let me in. So we can tell that that works. So now let's do one that it shouldn't find and make sure that this goes through the loop, gets to the password not found, and tells us that it can't find it. So let's go back to our generator. Just type in jumbo stuff here. Click generate. We'll copy this. Go back to our script. Clear the screen again. Let that run. We'll enter the new MD5 hash that we just created there off the website. We'll do the same word list again. Share word list and rocku.txt. You'll see that it's attempting to crack the hash here. Shouldn't take too long. It's pretty quick, even though it's like 14 minutes. Yeah, there we go. And you'll see password was not found. So pretty simple, kind of down and dirty script. And we've been doing this for, let's see, I don't know how long we've been recording. A couple minutes now. So let's see if I can find a time. Yeah, so right at 20 minutes, so a little bit of time. So let me show you guys like a more advanced version of this that I've created. Do this, change, kind of just show you what you can do with this once you have this base of hash breaker built. And we'll do slash, I think it's under my tools, Python maybe. ls. Yep. Clear this. So you see I have a couple. I have hash cracker. This will crack any hash. Then the hash cracker like I just done with you guys, a different version, and a secure shell brute force Pi that I have on here just kind of hanging out. Let me go ahead and just mouse pad this out. I'll show you the hash cracker. First one there, so you can crack any hash with different things. So this is a little more involved, not a whole lot, but just a little more in depth. So let me zoom in for you guys. So you see the layout's kind of the same. We import hash lib, pifiglet. I also imported colors. Or didn't import them, but set them up as variables so I can color my text to make it look neater and just things to kind of stand out more for you to see. You'll see we still have the ASCII banner. This one I just called hash cracker. Different color. Actually, this should show you what that looks like, just so you can get a visual. So, on 3 hash cracker. So now you see I have it slanted. It says hash cracker. Enter the hash to be cracked. Let's do something different this time. Let's do a SHA 256. Or let's do a 512. That's better, I guess. We'll just call it this generator. We'll type in any word. Let's do welcome one, since I was talking about it a few minutes ago. Generate hash. Copy this. Go back to our script that we have running. Do Control-Shift-V to paste that. Okay. Now you see we have options. Enter the encryption hash type. Here's the options that we have listed: SHA-1, 224, 256, 384. These encryption hash types are all built into the hash lib through Python. So you can just list these out so that the user knows which one to use. And we use SHA-512, so SHA-512. Click enter on that. Enter word list file location. We'll use RockU again. Share. Word list. And do RockU.txt. You see attempting to crack hash. Password found. And here's the password. So this was a SHA-256 encrypted hash. We were able to crack it. You know, you've seen how fast it ran. And it turned around the welcome one, which was the hash that we created. So let me go back to mousepad. Show you guys this script. We'll zoom in a little bit here. So pretty much the same as the basis of what we built in the beginning, except we added some color, made it a F string so that we could use this variable inside the F string so we could color our text. You see I have green, which this is the hex code for green, and then I have reset, which will just turn it back to normal color, because if you don't put this in, everything following after this is going to be whatever color you set it as. Then we have our hash input, which is the same as the other one. So this is a new variable I added for this script itself. I just called it encryption. You can call this whatever you want if you want to build this. Same thing, string input. I done an F string because I wanted to use color here. Enter the hash type. You'll see my variable of green. This is just to color the options green so they kind of pop and easier to see for a user. See, I got a colon. Then you'll see reset here again. This is just to reset the color so the next one isn't green. We have word list location, just like in the beginning of the video. Same thing, enter word list file location. Then you'll see we have F string again, just so we can add the color to this as well. And then you're going to see this \n. And what this does is separates this to a new line so you have some spacing in between so it looks cleaner to look at and not as jumbled as the other one where all the lines are like right one after the other. So you have a little space to kind of break it up so you can see everything. Then from here you see the with open like we had before. Same Latin one encoding just for make sure it will work with any word list that you want to throw at it. And here's where it changes so that you can use the different hashes. We still have the hash, it'll be like the other one. But this time we done get attr, which is get attribute, which is hash lib, same library. This encryption you see here is going to be the variable that I had here. So if you called this variable something else, if you build, well, try not to move. So if you build this and you change the name, be sure that name there matches the same name here. So line.strip, pull the extra space off, encode it to whatever hashing algorithm that you use. Then you'll see hash pass, same thing, hex digest. Pretty much the same as the other, except just added color. Added the F string, \n, so that it'll be a new line, so it's separate. Here I done break. Same thing here again. If it doesn't match, do it in red, password not found, then exit. And I done password not found in word list this time around. So I'll show you what that looks like too. So let's run it again. And I'm going to pull up hash. Again, we're just going to just lay on the keyboard, generate that hash, copy this. We'll go back to our terminal, enter that in. Enter an encryption type, hash type you want to use. We'll do SHA 512. Location, I'm going to use RockU again. Share / word list. RockU.txt. It'll run through, and eventually you'll see that it fails because, like I said, we just kind of laid on the keyboard. And you'll see it pop up. But you see the space here? This is what I'm talking about by adding that / \n to add that new line. That way you put space in between results, and you'll see this is password not found in word list. So, guys, that's all I have for this video. I showed you how to create your own hash cracker using Python. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like. If you like the channel, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, or if you build your own, drop a comment down below. Like always, thanks for watching.